Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hey, how'd you like the countdown? I forgot I had that.
I love it.
I was like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah. I thought that was it. And then you had your other intro. It's like, oh, here we go.
I forgot I had uploaded that a long time ago, and it was like in the library, and I was like, oh, my countdown. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do a little 30-second countdown. You know, that's just getting people primed, ready to go.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. So, hey, welcome to Player Pass. Ignore what you're reading. It is episode 17, not 16. I messed up when I was putting this in StreamYard. So we are at episode 17. So we've made it 17 weeks. Woo-woo-ah. Ooh-ah. For the Marines, I'm not Marine.
That's what I
I can't do it very good. So who we got over there? Got Michael's in the side chat. Alvin, of course. Look at it. He's in there. Redneck, thanks for joining. Eddie G, Roger, Diana. Yeah, well, you're over in the side chat too. Trooper, thanks for being over there on the side. You're in both places.
True.
So, and I know that we'll be seeing Cam. I saw her posting in the Player Pass room, which I actually have added that as soon as I created the link for this, or for the when I created the show, I put the Telegram group URL. So click on it, join it if you want to join in there, and then you can join our Telegram group, and you are able to talk in there if you want about movies, and you're able to rate, because Andrew posts where you're able to say Player Pass for the particular movies in there. So how's everybody in the panel? Blue, how are you doing? Ladies first.
Good. Ready to rock and roll? Bring it on.
Bring it on. All right. What about you, Alvin? How are you doing, sir?
I'm good.
And of course, they want to know what shirt do you have on today?
Oh, I was just about to put it up on Telegram.
Oh, Jesus.
I like that. Another one. I like it. I always say that people, my neighbors, think that I'm holding Bible study next door because I hear, "Oh God, oh God, oh God." They're like, "Oh, they're holding Bible study next door."
Bible study. Look at Andrew's face.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh, that went bad in a couple of different places there. I'll probably be getting messages from some of my church friends. I'll be like, Todd, please, now, Todd.
I'm confused. So, is it you that hear and say that, or
it could be? Yeah. It could be. Well,
because you haven't seen Sean for a while, so
Yep. Since the beginning of March.
Yep.
Sounds like you're praying on your own there, buddy.
Oh, you mean right now? I don't mean at this moment. I mean in general. Could happen. Has happened. Good grief. Thinking of it now. No, it's not as in like now. Shrinking Sharon, I see she's jumped over in the side chat. Andrew, how are you doing?
It was great until that disturbing bit of dialogue. We just had I put the polls in the chat, by the way.
Okay. All right. Yep. So
just getting back to movies.
Yeah. Back to the subject. So yes, if you are in the Telegram
my
group,
shirts. Don't forget my shirts is there too.
You'll be able to look in here on actually Player Pass. He has it in there. You got your shirt in there already? Oh no, you're not. Your shirt's not in there already.
Not yet. No, I'm.
Okay. That's all. You were like, my shirt.
Not yet. No, I said I normally put them up there. Is what I was saying.
Yes. Yeah, he does. He usually
because he said that's all there was with this movies.
Oh no. So, yeah, we got some good stuff going on. And as usual, we'll start with the four of us that will do the first movie. Then I will give out the link to the other people that want to jump in the chat. And it will be great if you guys can jump in the chat. We'll talk about the movie. We do have rules. Number one, please have seen the movie, which we've had that experience before. So, yes, have seen the movie. Have an opinion. Do you like it, not like it, and why you didn't like it, or why you liked it or didn't like it. That's pretty much the simple rule. Other than don't, and we've talked about this. Try not to step on other people when they're talking. If somebody else is talking, mute yourself or let them finish their thing. Sometimes when we get too many people in here, and that is a thing, and we're learning as we go. Sometimes it is a problem when we have multiple people in the room, 8 or 9 people, and someone's trying to talk about what they liked about the movie, and then other people jump in, and then they get sidetracked. And next thing you know, the conversation goes this way when that person didn't get to finish. Yeah. So we do ask, respect each person's opinions and try to let them say it. And at the end of their thing, you can jump in with yeah, you're right. But try not to, oh my God, that's exactly what I was thinking. And when I was thinking, and sometimes, because honestly, we can all go on a rabbit trail, and we've all guilty of it. So, I'll be the first one to raise my hand of being guilty of that. Those are just some of the few things that I can remember. And if I miss you when I'm going through, when we have 9 people in the room, and I miss you, that is not a personal attack, because everyone on this panel has been forgotten by Dabs.
It's usually Andrew and I.
I forget you guys that you didn't have a chance. So I'm looking over Cam. Thanks for joining the show. Lateef, Rick, Tim, thanks for joining the show. And like I think I did speak to Sharon's, wasn't it? DJ Themes. You guys, thanks for joining. So we're going to go ahead and get cranked up here. So we're going to go start with Shan's pick first.
No.
Blackhawk. No? You want to go with Chow? Because we have both picks here.
Go with Auburn first.
We want to go with Auburn first. Look at that.
Wow, she's got that look in her eye.
All right, Auburn.
Oh,
so,
man.
Since you picked this movie, you're able to be first.
Yeah.
You could be first or last. Which one you want to be? So you could start it off in a good way, or you could try to recover.
And
which way you want to be?
Yeah, come on, Auburn. Change my mind.
All right, hold on a second. Let me
change your mind. Well, I picked it because all of your favorite actors were in it.
Yeah, there was a shitload of great actors in it.
Okay,
that's all I can say about that.
It really was.
Right,
Blue.
I know.
You can't. All right, so we got that, and let me go ahead and I'm gonna. Oh shoot! Since I got a late start getting online.
Because he's in the bedroom. Oh God! Oh God!
Oh God!
It was not. That's not true. That was not the case. I promise.
He was praying.
Oh shit! My show.
Praying that he picks a better movie than me, which is probably not going to be hard.
Because today is just saying. Today is going to be head to head for next week. Between Andrew's suck ass picks and Dab's knock out of the park picks. So next week we're gonna find out.
You too.
We're gonna find out because
minor touch and go.
He struggles, and we know the struggle's real. But I give it to him. He keeps trying. Yeah, I keep trying to give him my list.
Reel it back, buddy. Reel it back a little bit.
Oh well, he's my boy.
Yes, he is.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay, so all right, so we got this Child 44, and so we'll let Alban said he wants to be first. So, Bud, you go.
Okay. I guess I liked it. I guess not too many other people felt that way.
Don't worry about us. Don't worry about us.
I'm not worrying about you. I'm not. I just happen to like the movie. I like those type of crime movies where you want to like hear the story. Like I'm a big Law and Order fan, so when I hear things about all these kids got killed and and there's going to be a story about it, so I want to watch it, and then to me it's like, okay, then there's other actors in there that I like are in it, that holds up a movie for me. Um, One thing I gotta say, those Russians are scary. You know what I mean? It was like brutal. Um, when they I wrote a note here. Oh, like when they killed the kid's parents, the kid,
The farm,
not
the
KGB, but
farmers,
R
the
K K MGB.
MGB, MGB.
Yeah, the farmers, and those two kids who ended up MGB. When they killed the parents, and they just like packed that stuff, not even clothes, but they, okay, this is for you. Have a nice
Hmm.
day. Um, they, how they did something that they never did. When they were on that train to Volsk, uh, watching, seeing all these people in that train, and just imagining, being trying to
Well,
be taken out like that was,
what was me?
brutal.
Not that
And talk about,
that car, that train car. It was almost like, to me, it
go
was
ahead.
like Auschwitz, because they were all just thrown in a cattle car, right? Is that what you're
Yeah, but
talking about? Or are you
meanwhile,
talking?
they went to
Right.
another city.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's
you
what
mean,
I'm
oh,
talking
the
about.
second time.
Because when I the first time, I thought it was that first time.
Second time.
You
First
remember
time they
when
went to
they
that city to
went,
work. Second time they went on a train somewhere else where they were getting
I'm talking about when they
unattacked.
stabbed.
Hmm.
Second time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm talking about that one. Okay, that was the Wolf. Uh, oh, how about when the wife, goes, they go to the school, and she thinks she's gonna have a job, and she's like, okay, where's my classroom? And he hands her the bucket. I was just like, ouch. That's just brutal. And I guess one of the things about the movie that really struck me is because I thought about it like in a way of what that MGB must have really been like, because I know growing up, and maybe you too, Todd. During the '80s, we would be, remember, it was all, U.S., USSR,
Yep.
that feeling that we always had, you know, even going to school, and the whole nuke thing, and all that we had to deal with, and watching the movie, and I had to get the feeling of what these people who lived over there had to go through. It really wasn't easy, and it was just like, you couldn't trust anyone. um and that's really pretty much about it. But I did like the movie. All right, next.
Okay. All right.
Like,
Blue. Blue wants to go.
let,
Okay.
let me
Child
turn down my
44.
volume a little.
I went in with the best. I went in with the best attentions. All-star cast. Shitload of people from Game of Thrones. I love Tom
Hmm.
Hardy. I love New Me Boss. I love all the people that are in it. Jason Clark. He's fantastic usually in everything he's in. I thought it was horrible. Now, the lines for me were bad. It reminded me of Titanic, where she said Leo. I'm not kidding, probably 10,000 times in that movie. Well, where are we going, Leo? What are you doing, Leo? Stop that, Leo, 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 Leo. I get it. His name is Leo. We got it from the beginning, Leo, for the lion. And Raisa, 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 Raisa. It was, oh, somebody fucking shoot me now. That's how I felt when I was watching it. I was like, the lines were so bad. It's like something would happen, and they would say out loud what just happened. And it's like, yeah, I know. I just watched it. I get that. The problem for me is that this was what I thought was a serial killer movie, a child serial killer movie. But that only took up about 10 minutes of the whole fucking movie was about the serial killer. The rest of it was about him and her. And they no more interested me than like I found it really, really hard to watch. It was like they were fighting between two movie premises. The whole Russian propaganda, having to denounce your wife because they think she's a traitor, and with a little serial killer thrown in. So it was like two movies that just didn't fit together for me. So I don't know if you guys ever saw Citizen X. Citizen X is basically, I believe it's actually based on a true story. It's about a serial killer in Russia, and he killed kids, but he killed a lot of prostitutes too. And I was waiting for that, like the whole investigation and everything and whatever. But this was like tripping over himself to do an investigation, because he had so much personal shit going on that took a back seat to it. And then when he tries to go back to help his friend, and his friend said, "No, my kid wasn't killed. It was an accident." It was like, oh God, dude, like seriously. There was so many times I wanted it to be good because like Gary Oldman is one of my absolute all-time favorites. Same thing with Tom Hardy. Love Tom Hardy. But everybody annoyed the shit out of me. I couldn't get over the lines. It was so badly written, in my opinion. I wanted to love it, Aubin. I really did. But it was too much. It was two stories that didn't fit together. And it was like, I kept waiting for the good stuff, maybe this is gruesome, but I wanted more of the serial killer, child serial killer. But they barely showed the guy. He drowns himself with a towel and put some drugs on stuff to drug the kids, but that was about it. And then at the end, okay, so here's the whole thing was bugging the shit out of me. So maybe I was annoyed by that point. But when they finally get to the factory where the guy's working, and the guy figures out that somebody's following him, so off he goes in his car. They don't have a car. But somehow, walking partway down the road, he's pulled over on the side of the road and left his car running and just gone up into the bush. So they go in after him. I'm thinking, okay, did he have a body in the car that he needed to bury? No. He just decided to leave his car 300 meters up the road instead of fucking off with it, which a normal fucking serial killer would do. He wouldn't stop until he ran out of goddamn gas. And then he gets killed by somebody else, not even the guy that was tracking him this whole time. And then, often.
I'm sorry.
No,
Well,
don't be sorry.
At least it wasn't gory.
No, and you know what? You liked it. Great for you. Oh my God, I will never watch that movie again. That for me was.
I'll let Tom Hardy know. He said that was his best work. That he said that was his best.
You know what? I have
of
a
art
feeling
he's
Tom
ever
Hardy
done.
would go. Yeah, I wish I could take that one fucking back.
Maybe he was working on his Russian accent.
Yeah. Oh, even
Yeah.
that one. But yeah, for me that was just that one. I have to say, tops the list for me on the worst movie we've seen so far. That beat Postcard Killers out.
Wow.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
It was
Hey, all right, Auburn. We love you. We love you, brother. We love you. You're okay. It's okay. Stay calm.
Woo.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
You've had a. Hey,
I'm
you've
fine.
been knocking them out of the park. You've been knocking them out of the park. Okay.
Okay, you guys.
I'm fine with it. It's okay.
She's done. Good grief.
Oh,
She's done.
Hey,
Wow.
Andrew, do you want to be next, bud, or do you want me to go?
No, I don't want to go. I'll go.
You can go ahead. Go. You can hit me. I can take it.
Welcome to my world, Oprah. That's all I say.
I know. I know. I figured I was gonna get Todd to change our names around up there, and you know.
Oh, I kind of agree in somewhat with what Shan was saying. I wouldn't say it's anywhere near as bad as the Postcard Killings. I thought that was a pretty deep cut. Yeah, I went into this movie thinking we were going to watch the movie that we saw in the trailer, which I thought was about a serial killer, and it was going to be like big and Tom Hardy chasing a serial killer for the whole movie, but then you start watching it and it takes absolutely for ages to get into the actual investigating of the actual murders. And it just it's just like Sean was saying, it was like two movie premises. There's like two stories going on at the same time, and they were completely opposite of each other. And you just didn't know what you were watching. I was confused. I was confused for the most part of the movie. And it just seemed, at the end of the day, it turned out that the movie was more about the relationship between these two characters on the screen than it was the serial killings and like the guy who played the serial killer, who, by the way, was in World's End
Hot Fuzz and Hot Fuzz.
and Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, I noticed that British
He
actor.
was one of the Andes.
Yeah, he was one of the Andes. Yeah.
Yeah. Cotty, what's his name? Pat. I want to say Patty Considine. His name is.
And every time I heard Tom Hardy speaking with a Russian accent, I just kept thinking of Bane. That's all I kept thinking of was Bane. It just like was like a mixture of Bane.
And Andrew, every time he walked, he was like strutting. Hey, every time he walked, he was like strutting. It was never like a normal.
I never noticed that. I thought that the female, the woman that played his wife, I thought she was quite good in the movie.
She was in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the Swedish version.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Gary Oldman, we didn't see much of him, so it was a bit disappointing.
True, because he's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know, Auburn. I don't know what was going on with this pick, but it just was so confusing. I think it could have been a really good movie, but the absolutely messed up the storyline. They just should have stuck with the serial killer aspect.
Yeah, pick one.
Yeah, it was like that's it. So like, we're gonna make this movie, and it's either going to be about a serial killer or it's going to be about how tough it is being in the Russian was he in the Russian army or is in some
it was like KGB, but they called it KGB.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked how they kept saying like there is no murder in paradise and stuff because
everybody's so happy.
Well,
at the end.
Sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say at the end when he finally starts up the Russia's first ever homicide team.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't care. I don't care. This movie hasn't been about that. So why would I care about that? So yeah, I don't know. Well, it was just confusing.
That was the freaky thing because like Citizen X movie, like I said, true story, and it's totally true. Russians believed that serial killers were an American thing. They thought that was an American only thing. So when they had a serial killer, they were like, no, can't be. Like they didn't believe it. So that part of this movie was because I've seen that before. I've seen how they thought serial killers were an American phenomenon because you guys are famous for it. But I mean, there are serial killers all over.
We're famous for it.
No, but I mean, if you look at most of the most prolific serial killers in the world, 90% of them are American. Mm-hmm. You know, you've got your Ted Bundy, you've got your, the guy that injected bleach.
That's because we have a free media that lets people know about that stuff instead of a controlled media that maybe doesn't let people know.
Yes and no, Todd, because we've only had a couple, and I mean we have free media.
But that's what this whole movie was about. You know,
but not really.
Okay, they wanted to cover. They wanted to still cover things up.
Cover it up. Yeah.
No, the director covered it up as well by not showing much of it in the movie.
Oh my god, there were so many instances where it felt like it was going somewhere, and then it fucking switched direction, and you're like, okay, wait, what? Like Gary Oldman's wife it looked like she was getting arrested by Vasily's guys or whatever. Never know what the fuck happened to her. Did she die? Did she not die? Because you don't see that after he comes home and the guys are there, and the whole Vasily thing too, like wanting Tom Hardy's wife bullshit. Like, oh, what the fuck, man? And
okay, all right, Blue. Let me go ahead so we can get we got 3 people already in the backstage. So, all right, so I'm gonna go through and give my thoughts. I'm not a fan of the movie. I did like the KGB. I did as Andrew mentioned, where it says murder can't happen in paradise. Cannot be no murder in paradise. Which, again, what's weird is when they talk about the very beginning, it shows how many hundreds of thousands of people were killed in Ukraine by Stalin starving them.
Yeah.
And basically, he was euthanizing them, basically doing genocide.
One of the him and Hitler.
So
were the
he was
biggest
genocide.
serial killers ever.
It's genocide in a whole group or countries of people just because, hey, I need to get rid of you because you're not obeying. It confused me with the MGB because I was thinking this is KGB, so I don't know what the two differences, which it didn't really matter.
No.
And I wrote on here 2 stories going on, and I'm confused. I wrote this on there. And yes, the 2 stories going on. One of the other things that I wrote down here, I said, I feel this movie feels like sitting in the car with my foot on the gas and the clutch at the same time because I'm not going anywhere. I felt like there are so many things that are in play that you're thinking this is going to be where we're going to take the movie. And we never took it there. The serial killings, they glazed over so much of that. The kids, they glazed over. I mean, yeah, they talked about that they had the same cuts, but glazed over it. And then they go into let's look at the relationship between Tom Hardy and his wife, who his wife didn't like him. So then I'm thinking, all right, so is this going to turn on Tom Hardy turning on his wife because she's a traitor? Because I'm thinking she's actually a traitor because of the way she looked at him and all these things. So I'm thinking, is that the way that
when he's boning her in the beginning and she's like laying there, like, basically.
Yeah. But the thing is that you could tell that her head was somewhere else in a lot of this movie, and maybe that's probably part of the movie's problem.
But you do find out why, because she was scared. So she married him because she was scared.
When we watched that, when that sex scene came at the very beginning, I thought straight away, "Oh, Todd will probably like this movie."
and that piqued my interest, but it was quickly
short-lived. Yeah.
That was the part of me. And all right, so I'll use another example of this movie that just did not fit. So was his wife raped or not raped?
Yeah, that's a good question. When he said hand the phone back to that other guy, and then the guy came in real.
Remember when they were behind her,
and then she was trying to get on a train,
bumped up against her, and then they kind of go black. So was she raped? Was she not raped? And how does that even play into the movie? Why put that in there?
Yeah,
because it doesn't. It wasn't pivotal to the movie. It wasn't like his outrage because of that. It wasn't that she became a different person or she changed her thoughts because of that moment. I'm like, why? Why would you put that there? Because it put the question in your head: was she raped? All right, so, but you put it in there, but there's no reason to have it in there. And to me, I'm thinking, does it? So there was a wasted scene and so it left the question in my head. I'm like, well, did that happen or not happen? All right. My other question at the end, when the serial killer and they're out in the woods, first of all, there's mud on the ground and there's thunder, but there's no rain and whatever. And he says, I'm just like you. I was in an orphanage, blah, 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 blah. What did that? Was he raised in the same orphanage or not in the same orphanage?
That part for me, Todd, was huge because it was like, you know this guy? You don't fucking know this guy. You're just guessing he was raised in an orphanage like you were, because he didn't say we were in an orphanage together. Which
together,
if they had done that, it would have been huge. But no,
at the beginning, maybe if they'd have been friends in the orphanage,
yes,
that would have made sense
between them.
I would have understood that. But he says, yeah, I was raised as an orphan too. And I did this and this, and I've struggled with this pain. And I'm thinking, well, what's this got to do with it?
And how the fuck do you know that Tom Hardy was in an orphanage? You don't. You just saw the guy for the first time in your factory. I'm thinking that just doesn't fit. I don't understand why. And that was done. We were done with that part of the movie, and he moved on to them fighting. And I was with Blue about he leaves in the car, so he leaves in the car driving away.
Yeah.
They're walking,
and he just parks, car door open, motor running, and he runs into the woods. He runs into the woods wherever, and they're walking into the woods because they're like, "Oh, we're gonna follow this car." They follow the car. There's a house, right? They come up on that house. And she goes, "Oh, be careful." And he goes, like this. Okay. And he like says, or he says, stay
You
back
say
or something
yes.
like that. He heads towards the house, right? Then all of a sudden they're still in the woods and they're in that gully. I'm like, what did the house have to do with that? I mean, there's so many little parts that I'm like, you put this in there, but then you forgot you put it in there and we went to somewhere else. Maybe poor editing.
You know
Maybe
what?
this goes
That's possible.
this
That's
maybe
possible.
to me, maybe it's poor editing because you put the house because they're walking up on that house and then all of a sudden they're still just in the woods and they
The
fall
bush.
in that little gully. I
They
was
should,
confused.
honestly, I was thinking, why did he pull over just up the road? Because they were able to walk to the car and find it. That it would have been good to find him digging a hole to try to bury a body or something. Just find him like that, not just
He was just
wandering.
waiting out and they're all talking and they got guns. No, I don't talk. I got a gun. I'm shooting you before we do anything because you know what I'm saying? They're like, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, got guns on each other. Like, what no, shoot each other. So I don't know. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the people in. We got a few people
I
here.
gotta grab
Shoot
wine.
each other, says the American.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right.
Exactly.
So Sharon was first. So Sharon,
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and pull you in first. And I'm
Okay.
try to remember everybody. I'm going to go Roger, then
Okay.
Tan, and then Eddie. So
Um,
Sharon.
yes. I just want to say, of course, our best movie ever. Even though the Russians banned this movie, I don't know what they were thinking. Why in the world would that country ban this great movie? I don't know. I'm gonna give Tom Hardy an Oscar and
No,
what's
you ain't.
give him for this movie. I don't know what them Russians were thinking. I felt like I was at a drive-in because I felt like I got a 2-for-1, 2 movies for the price of one, although I didn't pay for it. I felt like I went to go see a movie about a serial killer, but yet I went to go see a movie about a wife that was trying to be justified because these people were trying to say she was a traitor, that she had committed treason. So, maybe I was at a drive-in. I don't know. In the beginning, before I even saw the movie from watching the trailer, even though I knew the movie had something to do with children, I thought it was a war movie. That's what I thought the movie was going to be about. But when because it was really sad in the beginning of the movie, where they came in and then that soldier was killing the children and everything. And then when I saw that about the serial killer, I was like, oh, this movie is going to be about this somebody that's killing these. I don't know what that was, but when he got shipped off, and when he had to go off, and then they put him on well, secretly he had to go on the case, about killing these children because like you said, in that country, they couldn't have any serial killers. There's no way there's any serial killers here because their city's too clean to have serial killers. That doesn't happen there in their country. And the movie was very confusing. So I didn't know whether the people who made the movie, whether they were geniuses or first-time movie people.
But you got a twofer for this movie, though.
Yeah, I got 2-for-1. That's what I said. Give them an Oscar, give them an Academy Award, something. Because like I said, I got a 2-for-1 for this movie. Tom Hardy, the character, what was the guy's name? I wrote his name down.
Leo. It was Leo.
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 Yeah, Leo. I should have known because I kept writing his name down. Leo. Yeah, Leo. Could have wrote she should have wrote a song about it. Leo, here it goes.
Yeah.
Like the bedroom scene. I felt like The Color Purple, the way she was looking. When they first had that scene, she was looking like, oh boy, hurry up and get done already.
Oh my God, Sharon. That's a perfect example. Color Purple. Exactly.
Yes, that's exactly. I felt like it was Silly and Mister.
Yeah.
That's the way she was looking. Like she was Silly and he was Mister. Hurry up and get done. But but the way that was going after her when they thought she was spies, when they did that fighting scene and stuff, she was kicking butt and taking names though. She wasn't playing. I did fall asleep a couple of times on this movie, but I did rewatch it as I usually do on these
You
movies.
fall asleep.
It's just so relaxing. But I felt bad about the son getting killed and stuff, and a lot of these movie scenes, like you said, did not make sense. It didn't make sense because I wondered the whole movie, like you said, about was she raped, was she traumatized in her childhood? What happened that she was so distant from her husband? What happened in her past? I kept thinking maybe it was something in her childhood or something. I didn't think about was she raped. I was thinking that maybe something happened in her past that she was so distant and so angry, upset during the movie, I couldn't understand, but I wanted them to go more into what happened with the boys at the trail near the tracks, near the trains. Because they kept saying, because when the boys first was getting killed, they kept saying the boys was fully clothed, but at the same time they were saying that they were unclothed and stuff. And I wanted them to get more into that storyline, even though I know they also was going after her. I wanted them to get more into details. Stick to one story. Let the story about her be part 2 or something, So it really got confusing. Sorry, Aubrey.
It's okay. It's all
So
right.
it was pretty confusing to me.
I'm happy that we have a movie that everyone is so passionate about and so enraged. Okay, I can't tell you how. I can't even look on the chat side because I'm listening to you guys. I'm like, oh, this is great. Everyone's just ganging up on this thing.
Yeah, and then like you said, some of the scenes didn't make sense. How did he already know about the guy with the guy's past? Did he do research on him? And like you said, if I have a weapon and stuff, and I'm gonna fight somebody and stuff, I'm gonna like somebody breaking into your house, I'm gonna shoot and ask questions later. We don't have time for chatting.
Mhm.
Chatting is over with.
Right.
So yeah, it's just a lot of scenes in that movie that just didn't make any sense. But
All right,
Well,
all
I'm
right,
not a
Roger.
Go ahead,
All right,
Roger.
hey, Roger, what did you think, bud?
Well, I think you guys are all missing a point. It's not 2
Oh.
movies in one. It's actually trying to be 3 movies in one. It's also a political spy drama. You guys keep forgetting that aspect of the movie. Yeah, it was something else. Um, I parts of it were really good. Again, the cinematography was great. The sets were great. The costuming was great. I'm a sucker for a period piece. It was a well done period piece. And just for your own knowledge, there, the MGB is just what the KGB was prior to 1954. In 1954,
okay.
they changed names to the KGB.
Because this was 1945, 1950s.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not gonna say anything.
It was right after the war.
Yeah. So I looked into this movie, and it had a production budget of $50 million.
That's it.
Wow.
Well, which is not a lot of money, but it's not a cheap made movie either.
But look at all the actors in it. Imagine how much money went out to them.
Right. And all the sets and all the costumes, because period pieces aren't cheap. So I think what happened was whoever would put up the 50 mil started seeing the dailies during the editing process and said, "Hey, put some lipstick on this pig and get it out." So I'm glad it's over.
What don't kill you makes you stronger.
That's exactly right. All right, you can go. That's about all I have to say about that one.
Tan, you're next, bud. What you got?
Oh, can barely hear you,
Can't
Tan.
Get
Get a little closer.
No.
No, barely can hear you.
Can't hear you, Tan.
Disconnect and come back, maybe, because it's like almost like you're so far away we can't hardly hear you. Yeah. All right, Eddie, you go ahead.
Eddie,
welcome back.
What's up,
Eddie?
bro?
Unmute.
You're muted.
Yourself.
Unmute.
Okay, thanks.
We can hear you. We can hear you just fine now.
How you doing?
Okay, Alban, I got some bad news for you.
I really? How could that be?
I'm just thrilled it wasn't just me.
No, like, man, I should have stayed in detention.
Ah.
No, what I thought about this movie was like as a movie just showing for domination of Russian domination over people. That's what I thought. The movie,
Yeah.
because
That's how I felt.
in theory, what happened? Let's say, okay, the murder of the kids in the 50s was common. I think even in let's say in the States, Canada, and England. I think also in the 50s there was a lot of, like these serial killers killing kids. I don't know why it was common. I know where I used to live, it was very. There was one case in the area where I lived. There was a serial killer, and that was in the 50s, and I lived in England. So, when I look at this film, the only thing I really liked about this film was Tom Hardy. But Tom Hardy, every time I look at his face, all I see is Peaky Blinders. Either Peaky Blinders or the other one he did. What was it, Taboo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never
So
did see that. I heard it was good.
But his acting, I think, in the series of Peaky Blinders and Taboo, it was way better than what he was doing in this film. I didn't like it at all. It's just like everybody's saying, there's maybe 2 to 3 different stories in the same movie. It's leading off, coming back, leading off to another dead end. Like I said, Alvin, I should have stayed in detention.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Eddie's been in and off of detention trying to sneak these movies in because he's been getting in trouble.
Okay, you want to know what detention is?
Yeah, what's detention? I see you posting it.
Okay, Todd, you're going to get this pretty soon.
Yes.
It's what you call my honey-do list.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
I don't get. I'm not.
Yep.
I ain't get one of those.
Well,
I'm not very handy.
You're gonna get one.
You're going to get one.
You're gonna get one. Yes, you will.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm over.
All right, so hey, Tam, we can hear you again, bud.
Awesome. So,
All right.
is it my go?
Yep, you're
right.
on.
Well, I remember when I started watching the movie, I flashback. I did watch this before, and it's that unmemorable, in the first place, because I completely blacked out this movie that I even watched it. So I'm not so happy that I watched it the second time. I guess
sorry.
once and done was good. But yeah, what got me while rewatching it was it being all over the place, like you guys are saying. But the accents were bothering me too. I don't understand why we make movies in other countries and not speak other people's languages. You know what I mean? Why couldn't they have hired or had people speaking Russian? Because half of the movie was in Russian. The background people, it was in Russian.
Mm-hmm.
They said things in Russian, but then the most of the cast was speaking English. So that bothers me. But that bothers me in most foreign movies that are made in other countries that are, American. But yeah, that was. I just want to come in and say that. Yeah, Canadian. Sorry, I should say. Yeah, that was my 2 cents. I agree with everyone here pretty much that it was
All right.
2 to 3 movies in one, and yeah, it was all over the place.
All right. So
May I say something?
yeah.
FYI, not one person from Russia played in this movie either. So when I did my research, not one person from Russia played in this movie, so everyone had to use accent.
And you know what? There's a lot of Russian actors that
it was
I've
banned
seen in multiple movies that you kind of recognize.
And they didn't like it. They tried to get this movie shut down. They didn't even want the movie out.
Right. They don't want it out, so that's why they, that Russian wouldn't be able to go back home.
Right.
Yeah, they don't want to shine a bad light on the country,
Yeah, that's probably more than.
They have had quite a few serial killers since then. So. But just on a little side note, I was just looking at serial killers per country, and some of them are a little bit long, and some of them are short, and then the U.S. has its own Wikipedia page.
That's because we're a developed country,
Freedom. Freedom.
I
Freedom to
blame
kill a bunch
Florida,
of them.
Tan. I blame Florida because honestly, the heat down there. Apparently, you bastards like to kill each other.
It's
We got a
Florida and
lot down here.
Texas.
We got a lot
Florida
down
and Texas. Those are the two places.
Yeah,
If
Florida,
something
Texas.
weird,
both serial
Florida,
killers.
Texas,
Only-
and
yeah.
West Virginia.
Only place.
The
So
hotter
Only place
states.
where people have 3 names.
So, all right.
here.
So
That's Alabama too.
people people in the side chat, since you haven't been able to join the show or the chat, tell us player pass. Andrew has it on Telegram.
Yep. Please
So vote. Let's go ahead and see. Let me see if I can pull up my phone here.
Yeah, right now we got Child 44 is 8 votes, 25% play, 75% pass.
Mm-hmm.
And Black Hawk Down. Oh, I can't see Black Hawk Down because we haven't talked about it.
We haven't talked about that yet, but it's on there. So the link is in the show notes. So if you click the link, you'll be able to join the player pass room and you can vote that way or vote right here on the side. We'll run through the people. I'm going to go Tan, player pass.
Pass.
Eddie, player pass.
Pass.
Blue,
Oh,
that's a pass. Sharon.
Sorry, Auburn passed, despite it being the best movie of 2015.
Look, she's like a poster child for people who got bad movies. All right, Roger.
Pass.
Pass. All right, Alban.
You know I'm a play.
Of course you are. Andrew.
You're allowed to change your mind,
Yeah.
Alvin. You know.
yeah, you are.
No,
No,
listen.
no.
Let me say something. No, it's not even a thing of changing my mind. I still see, me watching that movie, I still have that feeling of, the fear that the people who live there have to live.
Mhm.
That forget about the whole love story thing and all that. I'm thinking about what these. Listen, if I had a child that was killed and the KGB comes to me and says, "Well, this other guy killed your kid," and I have to sit there and say, "Yeah, sure, that's what happened."
No, a
And
train
then my
hit your
buddy
kid.
comes back and said, "Train hit my kid,"
But
and,
Alvin,
and I have to agree. Yeah,
on a side note, though, it would have been great if it was just about that. But the problem was it was.
all the other
No.
stuff. I
Yeah.
understand.
Did the train talk up their clothes when they hit them?
They're embedded-
conflicting messages. Some
If
of them
you want-
saying the clothes were taken off, some of them said the clothes was on.
That was just
Did
the
the train rape
KGB.
them too?
If you
The
want to see
KGB.
Russian serial killers movies, watch Citizen X. If you want to watch Russian scare the shit out of you KGB stuff, there's a million other movies to do it.
Yeah,
This
Or-
ain't
Spies
not-
like us.
Eastern Promises.
Andrew,
Yeah.
what'd you think?
I think you changed my mind there, Open.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. It's a pass. Sorry.
Okay.
Andrew,
It wasn't
you're-
as bad. It wasn't as bad as postcard killings, though.
Well, for me, it was.
Yeah, I will give. I will say that it is a pass for me, but I will say it's not as bad as postcard killings.
That's the best compliment you can give it.
Yeah, I can say
Pass, but
postcard
it's
killings to me was worst. This was a close second.
Okay,
For
wait.
movies
So
we've seen.
we had talked about the fact that we were going to basically we're going to look at all the movies we watched and
Yeah,
we're going to figure
yeah,
out which was the best
yeah.
movie. So can we also figure out which was the worst movie?
Yeah, we can have. And I was
I
thinking
guess
about
so.
this, and
We should
what I
just
was
make a
thinking.
list, our own lists, and then
What I was thinking about when we do
20.
episode 20,
Yeah.
we're going to do a reflection show, and we'll open up the panel. We can have people on this and that. And we're going to talk about the best movies, maybe the most shocking movies, the movie that you didn't expect, that you liked or hated. We'll talk about the worst movies. We'll just do categories, and we'll write down the categories, and
I
we'll
like
just
that
talk
idea.
about those. And it'll be a
An
reflective
award show.
Yeah, and we'll
20,
talk about
yeah.
who was the best movie picker, which will be.
Yeah,
And
you're cheating. You're cheating, though. You're cheating.
shut up. Just sit down.
I'm actually going
For
with
the
my
record,
heart.
Andrew
not-
has been the best movie picker thus far.
Yeah, no, he hasn't.
She is a
But-
suck
but
up.
I really,
Sharon, you are a suck up. Are you a groupie? You're
Todd-
Andrew's groupie.
Todd is cheating by using IMDb. Shannon is going with her heart.
All right. So I gave this All right, Redneck even said agreed with me. See, he agrees with me. It's not as bad as Postcard Killings. Aiden says it has to be like the Ricky. Okay, so Top Gears. All right, so we'll look at this. So we're gonna move on to the next movie. I'm gonna grab the guest.
I know what he's on about there.
So I'm gonna jump in and I'll put you guys in the backstage. You're welcome to hang in there, and I'll pull you back into the show once we get through the four of us talking. I'll pull you in, and we'll see who else jumps in. So, not kicking you off the show, just putting you backstage so we can kind of try to get through the movie. And the next movie we're going to talk about is Black Hawk Down. You know, I didn't even look up the.
Todd, you're slacking in your duties. Oh God, oh God.
Yeah. 7.7. Okay.
Change the.
Yes, sir.
Alert.
Gotcha. Yep. Thank you.
It's my favorite war movie.
Blue, you're able to be first or
on first.
Okay, you go ahead and start while I'm changing this little bit here.
Black Hawk Down. I've probably seen it 20 times in my life. I love this movie. It's a tiny bit American propaganda crap. No offense to Americans, but it kind of is a little bit. Except when you guys got fucked, except when you got fucked and you needed the United Nations to come in and help you out. But the thing about this movie is, I loved Saving Private Ryan. I loved Hacksaw Ridge. I love a lot of movie stuff. I loved Enemy at the Gates. This one was really good because it gave you more of insight into the different factions in the U.S. military, which I found really cool. Like you had the Rangers and you had Delta, and oh my God, I love Delta. Just no shit, kind of are gonna out they go. There were so many stars in this one as well. Tom Hardy was in this one as well. You got Tom Hardy, Jason Isaacs, Tom Sizemore, Eric Bana, Sam Elliott. Like so many people, like pretty much everybody in here. Kim Coates from Sons of Anarchy, Hugh Dancy, who played in Hannibal. Like the whole cast is crazy good. Ewan McGregor, like phenomenal. And most of them, and the funny thing is a big portion of them are Scottish and English. Eric Bana's Australian. The thing about this movie is it's really good in the initials part, like the very beginning of it, sets up the movie really nicely. You meet all the main players in it. You get a little bit of their background, like what's his name? Josh Hartnett, how he was there because he wants to make a difference in people's lives, and other people are there for different reasons, but you kind of see everybody's reasons for being there, whether or not they believed in, just wanting to defend people or because they were under orders or whatever. And the sad thing about this movie is that obviously you guys have seen it. The premise is they are in
Somalia.
In Somalia. Mogadishu is the city and there's a warlord who's basically, every time food comes in from the United Nations and stuff, they're stealing the food. And was it 300,000 people died of starvation? Like it's this crazy thing. So the U.S. comes in to try to bring in food for people and to whatever. But what happens is it's not really working. So they decide that they're going to grab this warlord. But when they go in, they don't get him. They get a bunch of other hostages who are linked to him. So they go in with a few Black Hawks, some of their smaller choppers, some Humvees in a crew. And first of all, Bloom falls out of a Black Hawk and basically hits the ground. Like Rangers are taking the corners, Delta's coming in to take the hostages, but shit goes sideways. Yeah, when Orlando Bloom falls out of the helicopter, and he falls out of the helicopter because the Black Hawks there's an RPG fired at them. Guy tries to veer off, he falls off. That's when shit starts to go sideways. And then after that, they're trying to take the prisoners out and stuff, and a Black Hawk goes down. So now they've got to rally troops to go to the Black Hawk site to protect the pilots or to protect their technology. Because you'll notice once they do get to another crash site, they blow up the helicopter. They don't want anybody getting I'm guessing whatever's on it or their technology or whatever. But it's like it things go fucking sideways, and they're trying to, okay, well, now everybody's got to go to this crash site. So as people are moving, they're trying to get people out, they're getting fired on. The more time it's taking, the more roadblocks are put up, the less places they can go. There's guys in the air that are fucking stuff up like crazy, like telling them, turn left, and we're like, we're already past that, you got to tell me, oh, there's a delay, and shit goes sideways. But there's so many heroes in this, and that's what I love about this movie. It's Josh Hartnett's character, where he wasn't the leader of any Rangers chalk until one of the guys in his unit has a seizure, and he's thrown into that. And Ewan McGregor, who was great at typing, so they always had him basically behind the scenes until he's thrown into it. Tom Sizemore's character with the Humvees, just such a cool guy going in. Eric Bana, William Fichtner, Kim Coates, all these awesome guys who are Delta. Like Delta, like obviously I think most people know Delta's like elite. Like, I mean, Rangers are as well. Rangers usually go in bigger groups. Delta goes in for more elite stuff.
Specialized.
Yeah. They go in smaller crews, so they couldn't hold off like a city. But Rangers are more, so there's so many good parts of this. There's the part where friggin' Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones and his buddy, when the second helicopter Black Hawk Down goes down, they volunteer to go in to protect it, even though they have no idea how long it's going to be before somebody else gets there to help them. They volunteer to go in, and they die. It's like, that part for me still gives me goosebumps. And they were the first soldiers since what was World War II, I think, to get a posthumous Medal of Honor. I mean, the heroics of this is, there's so many scenes where you're like, oh my God. And then there's funny scenes too, like where the two guys get stuck by themselves. It was Tom Hardy and another Ewan, he was a Scottish guy, and they get stuck, and the convoy leaves them behind. And they're screwed. And he says don't shoot that gun around me. I'm already having trouble hearing. And then 2 seconds later, though, he has to fire the gun off because there's people coming around the corner, and he totally deafens the guy. And then he's got to yell at him the whole time. And it's like, that part for me is funny. But there's sweet moments. There's sad moments. This thing has everything, and it wasn't overacted. It was just kind of just enough of everything to make it really, really good. And I mean, you got sad when the one guy, they couldn't save him. They tried to pinch off the femoral artery, and it slips out of his hand, and the guy dies. And there were just so many. I loved it. And when they're flying over the city and they're saying, Kevin Durant, but his last name was Durant. The second pilot that goes down that lived, though, basically, we haven't forgot about you. Like, in other words, like, hoping he'll hear that we're coming back for you. And Eric Bana was so freaking cool. Like, I mean, as a Delta guy, and the fact in the very end when he's like, people ask me back home, like, why do you do this? Are you like a war junkie? And he goes, they won't understand. It's about the guy beside you. And he's going back out because there were more guys. There he is. Right there. There were more guys out there. And I mean, William Fichtner, remember, he keeps telling Ewan McGregor, stay away from the walls, stay away from the walls. Because every time an RPG hits, the walls explode. And there's that one time where he gets buried in dust. Then he pulls him out and he goes, you okay? And he goes, yeah, I'm okay. And William Fichtner breaks out laughing. Like, there's light moments. There's this for me is honestly, this is my favorite war movie because there's so much to it, and the strategy and the fuck ups and I don't know. I love this movie. So obviously, because I picked it. So you guys.
All right. I'm gonna go down this list. So I'll go to Andrew next.
Oh, I think probably Sean covered a lot of the stuff there, but I do agree. It's not my favorite war movie, by the way, but I do really like it. And when she said she was picking it, I was like, oh, good. At least I'm going to enjoy one of these movies this week. No offense, because I hadn't seen Child 44, so I couldn't comment on that. But yeah, I just like I was years ago that I watched it, and watching it again for the second time, or the third or fourth time, whatever it was. Can't remember now. I forgot how many top tier actors were in this movie. And every single one of them is like they do a really good performance in it. And even like I know Orlando Bloom wasn't in it very much, but he did like a good job of playing like a new recruit who's like eager to get out there and just it's like the typical young like fresh recruit to the army or to the Rangers or whatever, who's just like thinks it's all about just going in there and like shooting a gun and being some sort of like army hero, and it's not. It's about like what Eric Bana says at the end when he's like, "Oh, it's when people ask us what it's about, it's I don't see anything because they won't understand. It's about the person that you're with next to you, and it's like a band of brothers, and they're just like they weren't fighting for like the country or anything like that. They were just fighting to keeping that each other and their group safe." And I liked like with a lot of movies, a lot of war movies, you can get lost in the story and where people are, and you get confused about who's where and stuff like that, and you kind of get lost in the movie. But this one, they broke off into little groups, and it transitioned between each group really well, and you understand who was who and who was where, and what was happening, and it just made it easier for the movie to flow. I'm trying to think of anything that Sean hasn't said already.
Sorry, I got a little elaborate there.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it was a really well put together movie, and I liked the way the Somalis they showed how the Somalis like were tactical. They were a lot smarter than what the Americans made out to be, and they blocked off all the roads. The only thing that really annoyed us was like the chopper that was in the air that was supposed to be guiding the convoy. He was taking fucking forever to find. You're thinking, right? They're airborne. They're in the air. They've got a good view of the whole town, and he can't tell that there's blockades, and he's telling them to go down this way, and they're like, I can't, there's a blockade. He's
well,
like, right.
Did you hear him when he told him, Andrew? And he said basically it gets relayed back to what was it, JOTC or whatever, and then back to us, which he should have just looked out the fucking side of the chopper.
That's what I thought they were up there to do, was just look out and go, oh yeah, I can see, they're starting to put blockades up. You might want to go this way and this way. But no, they're just like, oh, let's look at the sky and then just wait for someone to tell us where to go.
Exactly.
So that was a bit stupid.
But that was like American tactics, obviously.
Yeah. The two gentlemen that Sean said that dropped down to protect the second crash site, who got the Medal of Honor. That scene, or that was one of the scenes I remembered when. As soon as Shan said that she was picking it, that's one of the first scenes that popped into my head, because I thought that was quite a powerful. That's one of the more powerful moments in the movie, along with the one where the guy dies when he's got like the is it the shot, is it the shot to his leg or like one of his arteries?
He was protecting Tom Hardy. Remember, he ran out to protect him when he got shot.
Yeah,
his femoral artery.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was Tom Hardy in that,
Yeah,
I did not. I had no idea. All right, hold on a second. So I got to go. Hold on a second.
He looks so young.
He was young. All right, so and he was kind of goofy, and All
right, so here's Tom Hardy. I had no idea this was Tom Hardy.
Yep.
No idea this was Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I mean, now you.
God!
Bring the picture up and you realize.
Yes.
It does look a lot like him. But
I would have
the helmet
still
on
looking at it. It don't look like him.
When he's got the helmet and that on, you're like, I didn't even realize. Honestly, I didn't realize till Sean said it, and I was like, Tom Hardy was in this. I've just googled it while she was talking. I was like, oh shit,
Honestly, this cast was huge. Pretty much everybody is somebody.
I had a question actually for like the American people in the room or in the chat there. Was Ewan McGregor's American accent any good? Because
no, it was horrible.
Yeah, I thought it was bad. I did think it was bad as well. I think it was like a stereotypical
Honestly, when you look at that, if you look at that group, Ewan McGregor, he's Scottish, right?
Yeah.
Eric Bana is from Australia. Ewan Bremner, he's Scottish. Kim Coates is Canadian. Hugh Dancy is British. Like if you go down the Ewan, or what's his name, Ian Griffold, the guy that played Mr. Fantastic in the Fantastic Four, I think he's British. Like most of the cast, honestly, most of it is British, I think.
Which is so weird when they do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jason Isaac was British.
It's weird how they do that for an American movie. You cast British, and a British movie you cast Americans. It's so
no,
weird.
that's
when
not
they do
true.
it.
British movies they don't cast Americans.
Wow, okay.
Russian movies they do apparently.
No, and hey, nobody, and on this we did not know that the Tom Hardy was in both movies. I didn't know it till Blue said it. Blue said something about Tom Hardy being in this. And you guys saw me. I went through and I had to look through the extra cast because I didn't even realize it was him. No idea that was him.
Orlando Bloom, British.
So, all right, go ahead, Andrew. I'm sorry.
I was almost done. I was just going to say I like Tom Sizemore in this movie. He's one of he's one of the favorite characters, and I just like him in any war movie that he's in. He's so good. He's like a war movie. Like,
you know what?
like
actually, Andrew,
for a war movie.
You know what my favorite movie with Tom Sizemore in is, and it wasn't a war movie, was Heat. I wasn't crazy about Heat, but Tom Sizemore's character was phenomenal in it. So cool.
Yeah, he's such a good actor.
Yeah, he is. He's too bad he's a drunken alcoholic wife beater.
Oh, yeah. Damn! Hey, you heard it here first. Okay.
Well, he was on Celebrity Rehab. He knows he is.
Hey, you don't have to go to no tabloids.
I still love his acting though.
Back in those days, he was good. Good actor.
Back in those days, he was drinking pretty sure. So, all right. Are you done? I'm sorry, Andrew. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Alban, what you got, bud?
Well, first off, I love the movie and all. I even saw it in the theaters twice.
Oh, that would have been cool.
But to you got to remember something. You're knocking the Americans, but we were the ones that went over there. I didn't see Canada coming over to help. Okay?
We're in the UN, dude.
Yeah, well,
over there.
America actually did get a lot of help. America did get a lot of help in that. They just decided not to show it in the movie.
They just
for America. We always getting bashed.
I know, always getting bashed, but we were the ones that were there.
Trying to help people.
I agree with everything everyone was saying, but the one thing I gotta say something about is about the guy that with the epileptic, the guy who
Yep.
Now these here are rangers and some high level guys. They're gonna tell me that they didn't realize that this guy had epilepsy through all the training that he would have had to went through. I think that's like one of the things in this movie that really disturbed me.
Oh, but you get that some people don't have it when they're younger, then all of a sudden they get it, right? I think that was the first time he had a seizure.
Yeah, I get that. Oh, you think that was his first time? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Or first time diagnosed with it, obviously, because they said that. They're like, yeah, no, he's done.
Okay. I love the music in this movie. I do have to give the music credit. I think that was like one of the reasons why I was like making this a go-to movie anytime it's on.
Mm-hmm.
There's
the bad guy music was really good. The theme kind of.
Yeah. I talk about Tom Sizemore. I think it was him who said it when the one guy goes to him, they're shooting at us, and he goes, well, shoot back, Always cracking me up. The whole clusterfuck that there was with, having to relay message back and forth, and I never understood that. I'm like, why? How could we have, screwed this up this bad? It was a shame. It's for us to get beat by the Somalians like that, outsmarting us. You have these generals over there that with their thumbs up their ass, that they should have realized what they were sending these guys into.
Well, do you remember too, Aubin, when they talked about the fact that they had requested some sort of extra special, I believe, something from the Senate, and the Senate said no. So they were going in with Blackhawks, but they had asked for something, and they didn't get it. We were
normally
denied.
it's like they would send in special forces first or something to check out the area and know what the hell is going on before you start sending in, all these troops in there to get their ass whacked like that. It was just, it's a shame.
Isn't Delta Special Forces though?
Yeah, they are also, but they would not before they would you would say, oh, we're just sending everyone in. You wouldn't do that. You'd have just a team go in first, and they get the lay of the land. They know
Eric Bana, but at the beginning though, that's what Eric Bana was doing. You saw him in the market, and then they picked him up on a bike in the desert.
Yeah. But they should have known.
They had already been there for ages, though. So
right.
It was 6 weeks at that point.
They should have known something of what was going on in there before you just start dropping bodies in there. Or if I'm sorry, if you're gonna have a helicopter, you should be able to do more damage than what they did. But that's just me. But otherwise, I love the movie though. Like I said, I've seen it quite a few times. All right. You, Todd.
Okay. All right. So sometimes I think we get crossed over with what's reality and what this is a movie and it's portraying what had actually happened. People make bad choices, and I think that when you're looking at a government looks at ways, options, and they talked about they have requested gunships, and they said, no, you're not going to have gunships. And I think that some parts of this that bugged me, that because this was not that it's exactly historical, because it's not. This is not fact. But it gives you a broad idea of how things played out. So when I'm looking at, we have helicopter, we have air, we have air supremacy, right? Of the situation. You're able to see the whole thing, and you're able to also come in and you have gunships, because at the end you saw the helicopters come in and light up
striping. Yeah.
And it bothered me that why didn't we do that? But
in the first place,
bureaucracy. There's bureaucracy that happens in this kind of stuff. And so you could say, well, you should have came in with this. Well, they also have to be given permission to sometimes do certain things. So
they couldn't fire until fired upon, for example.
Right. So even though these people are walking to you with guns, you can't shoot at them until they shoot at you. Once they shoot you. All right. As a movie, this is a great movie. I thought that as Blue said, the character development on the front end of this movie was awesome, because you have to care about the characters to care about the movie. So I've got to care about each of the characters when they die or they get hurt. I'm concerned because I care about that character. They did a good job with this. The action scenes were action scenes.
Yeah.
They were full-blown action scenes. They did a great job of pulling in special effects and the shooting and the explosions to really pull you into that theater of war. The music, Alban said something about music. The music was on point when they put the right music at the right places to develop the feelings that you needed when you were headed towards a certain type of thing. Great score on the feeling for the thing. For each of the scenes, I thought they did a really great job on creating the movie. Set aside political BS. Was this right? Was this political? Was this and that? As a movie, this movie was pulled off as a war movie on point. As we thought, when we look at some of the other war movies that I've seen, you can't get muddled down with, all right, this side versus this side. You look at I look at it as, this is a movie. Did I enjoy it? I enjoyed it because everything plays together. I cared about every character. What was the guy that you talked about that was shooting was happening all around him, and he was just so blah. He was just
Tom Sizemore.
Yeah,
Sizemore.
he was just and it's like no big deal. Now, granted, that's some probably
He
some
was behind walls quite often, actually.
and I
But
know
when he
that
walked,
some of
I guess
that.
he figured if he was going to take a bullet, he was going to take a bullet. Like,
and I understand that was probably some movie extra to that, but it just added.
Or are there guys like that are kind of like,
there might be, but it just added that little bit of cockiness to it that's kind of funny to me.
That's why he's my favorite character in that.
And I think you see in this where the U.S. to me are on the political side. The U.S. thought they were trying to do something in a certain way, but then you can't change people's ideals. One of the things he says in there, and I don't know if I wrote it down, you can't change a culture or a mindset. And he talked about that one warlord said that. You can't change. This is going to happen here. And I think sometimes countries try to involve themselves in something they see from the outside as this is horrific, and we got to involve ourselves in this. And they involve themselves in it without getting all the information. But sometimes you just involving yourself, you just become part of the mess. And that to me really spoke, because I'm thinking, I'm an American. I love the U.S. I love being American. And sometimes, this is just a small political side, I think we involve ourselves trying to help people or to do things that we think are right. We see, this is a greater good. But you never know what we're only seeing one side of it. You don't know what the other side of that is. So when I think about when we helped Iraq at one point, we helped Iraq because they were fighting Iran, and that's our enemy. You're helping one side, but you don't know the other side of the whole story. So,
and they're not. And the thing is, they're not all bad.
No, they're not. And that's what I'm saying. You don't know the whole story. So to me, that was one of the aspects. He says, you can't change this. This has to happen to our country because that country was going through something, but we involved ourselves to try to change it. That's all right. So that's enough of my political bullshit.
Okay. And the thing is that one quick thing is you lost 19 guys in that. UN lost 150 guys in that during the Somalia uprising. Yeah. And yes, there were Canadians in there, and yes, Canadians died.
Yeah.
One of the problems was, and you saw it turned into a problem at the very end, is that Americans didn't let the UN know what they were doing. So what happened was, when they went to the UN and said, "Hey, we need help to get our guys out there,"
Pakistanians,
Pakistan. It wasn't just Pakistanians; it was the UN, which means it was multiple countries. But the problem is not knowing, they weren't ready. Maybe so. Looking back, I'm wondering if General, was it Garrison, I think his name was, had have thought about it and said, just be on standby just in case. But unfortunately, that's not what happened, and you lost more guys because of it.
Yeah, and you could think about, hey, we can go in there, get it out, get out. We can get in, get the person, get out.
You know what? And that's the thing is, you always think that your plan is going to be 100% foolproof until some dude falls out of a fucking chopper and a Black Hawk goes down.
Well, and then you got to go back to they knew you were coming.
Well, that kid.
Count the chopper, him falling out of the chopper. They had all them people ready. So
one kid on the phone, when he holds the phone up and you can hear the helicopters, they were screwed.
Yeah, they knew. So, all right. Shrink and Sharon, I'll go ahead with you. Yeah. What do you think? What did you think?
Yeah, his name is Gerald Garrison. But war movies isn't my biggest thing, but I tried to watch the movie. I really tried to watch the movie. I fell asleep. But however, I did a lot of research on this movie. This movie was made, however, this happened on October 3rd, 1993, when both of these Black Hawk helicopters were attacked. And however, now you got to think about the time this movie came out. When this movie came out, because I listened to what you guys were saying when I were backstage, At the time this movie came out, it was less than a month when 9/11 happened, because I did a lot of research on this movie as well as tried to watch it, because like I said, war movies is my best. So I did a lot of reading and research on this movie because it was based on a true story. And this was because it was less than 30 days after 9/11 happened. They had to cut out a lot of stuff, that they had to leave a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor. Like, for example, a lot of this interrogation they did with the Somalians and stuff, they had to they had to cut it out. We could cut it off, put it on the cutting room floor. A couple of actors said because of it was implicated that the let me see, I wrote it down. I said 9/11, it was less than 30 days that the 9/11 attacks happened in New York City. They said because they felt like Al-Qaeda had trained a lot of them, a lot of the Somalians, to fight the Americans. They felt like a lot of their training came from them. So a lot of the stuff that they did in the movie, because of the time the movie came out, they had to cut a lot of them scenes. So we weren't able to see that. Then they said another fact was at the end of the credits, they showed that when the credits first rolled at the end of the movie, they showed that so many Americans died, but they also showed that over 1,000 Somalians had passed.
Yes.
But they said the UN said it was close to 2,000 to 3,000 Somalians that are actually passed according to the UN. And then they said they never said anything about the Pakistanians or the she had mentioned it earlier and I just passed it. Sorry, I wrote so many notes. I wrote like 3 pages of notes. And Blue just said that people. Anyway, it was the Pakistanis that fought along them, and it was 2 other countries that fought along the side. They helped the Americans, and they never got credit for helping us in this war during the time. And then the guy who was over the Pakistan, the president of Pakistan, he was trying to take over the country. He had a lot to do with everything that had happened over there too. His name was Perez. I'm probably butchering his name. Masanga. He was trying to get his hands in everything too, trying to take over. And he was part of the cause of what had happened because, like you said at the beginning, when they were trying to get the drug lord or that guy, he was like a drug lord or whatever. When they were trying to kill him in the beginning of the movie, not only the people that lived in that town, they were trying to block us Americans, you know what I'm saying, as well as him trying to block them from coming in and attacking, and that's what caused the war to be longer. And so when the movie was made, it was based on the recollections of the people that were there, the soldiers, based on, I'm trying to say it, the troops. They got troops that gathered in their little what's that called? You know, when they get in their little huts. I can't say. I'm mixing up the words. But anyway, from what I said, it was a great movie. I mean, like when they had to do that walking, when they said they did that long, well, when and when I saw it, when they walked all the way to the
back to the UN base.
To the UN base, they said they didn't really walk to that UN base. When I read in my research, they said there was vehicles waiting for them that rode them the rest of the way to there. But in the movie, it showed them walking there.
Yeah, well, it was still kind of cool though. Like,
but it still was cool. But of course, the movie's going to change it to make it more dramatic for us. So of course, but at the same time, right?
Dramatic licensing.
Yes, and it was wonderful, And of course, like they said, within 30 days, the president had wrote a declaration to get him out of there. But in reality, the Americans really didn't get released to that following March of the next year. That's when we got released from, our country got released from Somalia, from over there helping, But the little I saw the movie, unfortunately, before I fell asleep, looked very good, and I'm definitely going to rewatch it.
That's a good one.
Yes, it is, and it is definitely worth a rewatch. It really is. Black Hawk Down. And I
But,
suggest anybody to do their research and to read the book, because this was a book before it was actual movie.
good point. Good point. Roger, what'd you think, bud?
Well, I love the movie. As I said last week, my brother's unit. They even called out his unit at one point in the movie. He belongs to the Night Stalkers. It's he's a chief warrant officer, class 5. And at that time in Somalia, I believe he was only a chief warrant officer level 4 at that point. But still, he was in country during that time. More than I mean, he's never said exactly what he did. He doesn't talk about that. But if his bird was allowed to be in the air, he was in the air. At one point, I know they did shut down all air traffic because of the Somalis having so many RPGs, and those helicopters operate much better at night than they do during the day. There's a reason they're black.
Mhm.
That most of their missions take place at night. They didn't have the right support, but the movie was great.
All right, Eddie.
I love this movie. There's a lot of things that I don't understand. And one of the things in the beginning when the guy was putting the cross on his Mercedes to go through town, like it seemed like only the helicopters could see it.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's the point.
How many people around there were on the roof? They could have seen
Obviously
it
not
too.
enough.
Yeah,
Maybe
I was
not.
wondering the same thing because his car wasn't real high, but yeah, he put that on there so it was easy to spot from way up high.
Yeah, but
They also said they used it They also said they used it for tracking. It was a tracking device. That's what they said.
But the thing is,
a tracking device.
I don't know if you guys noticed when the helicopters were flying over, there weren't roofs on 90% of the buildings. 90% of the buildings were like wide, like it's like they had no roofs. Yeah, I remember looking at that and they looked like boxes, open boxes, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Right.
So yeah, I mean, later on, yeah, you see people shooting from roofs and stuff like that, but in the market, it seemed like everybody was down below and wandering.
Right.
Yeah, but even if they had like somebody who was really tall right beside the car, he would have seen the cross on the roof.
Okay, well, obviously somebody didn't.
No.
Yeah, but would you
or maybe somebody did and warned them, and that's why things went sideways.
The helicopters flight, the scenes with the helicopters in there, I loved it. Like they had the Sikorsky UH-60, and they had the AH-6. I think they called it Little Bird. It's made by Boeing.
Yep, Little Bird.
Yeah, Little Bird. Those are little fast motherfuckers.
Those were neat, actually.
Yeah.
Were those the ones
they started
that
coming in runs?
Roof? Yeah, yeah.
Well, they have like azipods on the side, and they scrape them. They're like machine guns. And as you're coming in, they scrape the whole ground.
Yeah, and to see how cool it was always Delta guys hanging out the sides of it. And as soon as they touched down, they were off and gone.
They were off and gone.
Yeah, and the Rangers were using the Blackhawks and using the ropes and dropping down.
Right. The other thing I liked it was the interaction, or the way that each group reacted within the group, and how each group interacted with the other groups. Even though there was a mess up, but nothing's perfect.
Right.
There's always a mess up in everything. Okay. Yeah. But the camaraderie between the guys, like they didn't want to leave anybody behind.
No.
Right.
There were some good gory scenes in there where one guy got shot, half his body was shot off.
Kim Coates,
and they grabbed him and he still took him out. And then somebody else found a hand on the ground. He took the hand and he put it in his bag.
Yeah. That part was freaky.
That was freaky. But besides that, the music I love. When they brought in the Voodoo Child, played by Stevie Ray Vaughan, loved it. Yeah, that made it. That made the film.
Just needs of Stevie Ray.
Yeah. That's about it. But I love the film. It's beautiful.
All right. Sharon,
it is really well done.
Yes, I wanted to say that the captain pilot Michael Durant, he was released 11 days after the incident that happened, and they also released several American bodies during that time. Bill Clinton, that's when they said that he had ordered the release right after, but that really didn't happen. Like I said, it was on actually March the 3rd, the following year, is when the Americans were free to go back.
That's when I find it weird in a movie. If you're going to state facts at the end of it, get them right.
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 They said that, but that really didn't happen. They didn't really get released to the following year. And then that guy that you said earlier, Gerald Desmond, he retired due to a death deed. He all of a sudden decided to retire because he didn't want to release some information that had to do with, they tried to keep a secret that had to do something with happened over there with the Black Hawk situation. And when this death deed came out, he just all of a sudden decided to retire because he didn't want to tell it. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like
There's something else that I noticed when they're in camp, and they have the helicopters underground, and they have the C-30s in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I noticed on the C-30s, most of them didn't have engines on them.
Mm-hmm. And there were several Malaysians. That's what I was saying. There were several Malaysians and Pakistanis that helped the Americans, but they didn't say that at the end of the movie that had died.
Yeah.
Also over there helping. And I forgot which one that I forgot to say that had also died, but they in credits of the movie.
I think we all know when Americans make war movies, it's always about America.
Of course, that's because
You see
country
World
number
War
one.
II movies.
But then again, maybe they can't get
Country
permission
number
yet
one.
to put them in there.
Because we
You
have,
guys do have a.
we have to pay the Canadian and the English actors so much money to star in our movies.
I mean, Hollywood makes these blockbuster war movies, and of course, it's for Americans. They make them for Americans. But the funny thing is like Saving Private Ryan. I mean, you guys weren't the only ones there. England was there. We were there. Like fucking, there was. I mean, that's why it was actually
You
neat
make
to
your
watch.
own movie.
Like Enemy at the Gates to see, to see Russians fighting Germans, or you know what I mean, like it's kind of neat. I for me to see all the different countries that rose up against tyranny. It's not always just Americans. You guys, D-Day wasn't all about you. We had a fuckload of Canadians there. There were a fuckload of British there. There was a fuckload of everybody. Everybody was defending. But I mean, your movies are made in the U.S. and rah, fucking our army rocks. And yeah, you guys got a kick-ass military. You really do. But it's never just you. You didn't do it alone.
And remember, some stuff, like I said, that they had put in, when I was doing my research, some stuff had to do with help because at the time the movie was out. I think personally they should have waited a month before they let this movie out longer, being that 9/11 was so fresh, because they said the movie came out less than a month after 9/11.
Yeah,
I mean that was pretty close time.
It was silly, but I guess when they put that much money into it, they want to make it back.
Yeah.
Maybe they felt like they felt like there would be so many more people that would want to see American heroism because of 9/11.
Well, yeah, and you're right about that, because at that time you got to think about the mindset people were looking to.
You needed
to be built up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
All right, so we're at an hour and a half. So I'm gonna say, you guys player pass on the side chat, also on the Telegram. You can join in on our Telegram group. You'll look in the show notes. I have a link to that. You can play or pass on the movie in the Telegram group. So post over here for you guys that are just in the YouTube chat. We're gonna start. I'm gonna start at the bottom with Eddie. Play or pass?
Oh, it's a play. It's a play.
Okay. Blue?
Oh, yeah, I'm a play. I've seen it 20 times.
All right. Well, I'm just going across here.
And just so, like, how sometimes we talk about, I mean, movie was, was it 2011? That it came out?
2001.
Or 2001, sorry. What? 9/11 was 2001? Fucking is that?
Yes.
That was so long ago now.
Because the movie, this happened on October.
Yeah.
Released January 18th, 2002.
You know how we talk about. Can I say something? Can I finish saying something?
Yes.
No, you know how we talk about this. Sometimes movies, like over time, they just don't relate anymore. This one for me it seems timeless.
Okay, Sharon, play or pass?
Oh, a play, and I know I didn't watch it all the movie because I fell asleep on it. But hey, at least I did my
And
research on it.
what's new on that part?
But hey,
So-
I did my research on it.
Yes, you did.
I
Thank
learned a
you.
lot more than I've known about it.
You're right. You're right. Roger, player pass.
Definite play for me.
Okay.
Great pick, Blue.
Okay. Alban.
Thank you.
A play for me. But I was thinking because I did watch another movie this week. That was it was a war movie, but I was shocked to know that it wasn't Americans. It was the Canadians, and it was called Hyena Road. Have you ever seen it,
Nope.
No.
Blue? No?
I've never
You
seen
got to
it.
check it out then.
Cool.
Yeah.
You should check it out because because it was a good movie to me. Well, I don't know if I can say that anymore.
Maybe not a
But,
good week to say that.
I know, not a good week to say that, but I was shocked that it was the Canadians. There was no Americans in this one, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. But I'm a play all the way.
All right. Okay. Andrew.
Yep, I'm a play as well on this one. Good movie.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a. I'll give it a play.
I'd like.
Go ahead.
No, I was just like I say play, and then I feel like everyone's waiting for us to say us like loads of other stuff.
No. No more
Oh,
stuff
you're
to
good.
that.
You're good.
Because we're at an hour and 35 minutes, so because we got to get that. So a play for that. So check that movie out. We have so we've covered Child 44, which was pass for the most part. There was one person that said play for that, so we'll get that. And then Black Hawk Down, which was a play. And now we're going to go to the big rounds, and we're going to go to Andrew and me head to head.
And
Movie.
just so we're aware,
All right,
next
yep.
week, right now, Eddie's up, and then the week after that, Roger's up.
Okay.
Congratulations.
All right. So, and we're
Do I
going to try.
get do I get 2 for 1?
No. We're struggling. All right, because we've talked about this before the show. So as we get more people, we want more people to join the show, and that is true. But we also want the panel to be able to pick one movie, and then a guest person to jump in and pick a movie. And if we're not careful, what's going to end up happening is
We'll never get to pick.
we're going to have we're going to have guests picking. So you're going to pick. Some people may have to wait an extra week, but we're keeping track
Eddie
of them.
is next week, and then Roger's the week after.
Gives me
So
another
we're-
week of research. No big deal.
All right. So we got that going. So we're on to following week, which will be week 18. Yeah, because we're at 17 this week. So you got a couple more weeks. Andrew, do you want to pick first, or do you? Because you've been Mr. Soft Pants in this whole thing because you can't pick a
You're not
movie.
going first.
No. I'm gonna go after you.
All right.
You go
So
first.
Dabs has got 2 movies in mind, and I'm gonna give myself just a couple minutes to let the side chat. I've got a funny movie, and I've also got more of a drama movie that I got 2 picks. None of them are in the top 100 or top whatever of IMDb picks that Andrew seems to think that I pick only from.
You do all your shits nominated for Academy
All right,
Awards.
nominated
every
does
time.
not make you part of the IMDb top 100.
Well, it pretty much does.
No,
because
it
if it's
doesn't.
Nominated means it's fucking pretty stand out in the year.
All right, so do you pick movies you like?
Yeah.
That's enough. Okay. So I'm picking movies I like, and movies also I picked Nebraska, which was not a
Was
slam
nominated.
dunk.
It was fucking
But it wasn't a
nominated for Academy
Bro,
Awards.
All right, so we got to pick a movie that's not nominated for nothing. I mean, sit down. No, you got to be able to pick something. I mean, I'm not picking Godfather. Okay, I'm not picking Godfather, but I'm going to pick movies I
What
like.
do you mean? Not yet.
You woman, I gotta mute you.
Oh yeah, you bring it.
It's about on. So I do have a list.
You're gonna be
I
in
do have,
detention.
and I don't care. So my list now is up to about 18 movies. So I got a comedy and I got a more of a drama pick that I think that is a more reaching movie. A more reaching movie. And so on the side chat for the people on the side, do you think I should go for the more reaching movie or more of a comedy movie? Because I got both picks, and I'm willing to listen to the people that got something to say, and I'm willing to go either way because I'm not worried because this is who's picking against me right here.
Oh,
I've seen his picks. I've seen them.
Oh,
I have watched them. I'm not worried. So we got Sharon saying comedy. Okay, all right, comedy. All right, so I'm waiting. Anybody else wants to chime in, comedy or more of a drama-ish? Because I'm willing to go either way. And these are not in the top 100 movies. I don't think they're in the top 100. They're definitely not in the top. So let's see. I'm looking at Jim says comedy. Sharon says comedy. Roger says comedy. Oh, Alban goes drama. Oh, Blue goes comedy. All right. Okay. Should all movies be made in Hollywood? No, Hollywood movies. All right. So when it's our
we've
picks,
had Capernaum, we've had a Korean, we've had
yeah. And actually, I've wanted to pick Parasite from the
Yes,
very
you have.
first show.
I don't know why you haven't.
Well, it's an Academy Award winner.
In private chat.
It's an Academy Award winner. You can't pick those.
That was a weird one.
Big. All right. So I'm looking. I had like
Pick a
5 people
goddamn
that
movie.
So I have 5 people that picked the movie. All right.
And Andrew's on now. Bring it on.
Okay. And this may not be all American, so I'm just gonna say,
Well, seeing as part of your panel isn't American, go nuts, donuts.
So all right, so I'm going Friday. 7.3 on IMDb rating. I don't know where. I guarantee you that did not fall under the Academy Award winners. Actually, when I looked at the awards, nominations, and wins, you got to go to the Deaf Movie Awards for them to actually win award. So I'm going Friday, 1995. We're talking this movie, a classic. I mean, if you've not seen this movie, I don't know where you lived because
I haven't.
Ice
You gotta
Cube,
be
Chris
joking.
Tucker,
No.
John Witherspoon.
Wow.
I mean, Regina
Ice Cube,
King.
No.
Oh, I mean, this right here, I felt that's why I wanted people to choose because I feel like this is a slam dunk. I feel like this is LeBron.
I grew up in small town, white fucking Ontario, Canada, dude.
Yeah. Okay. So I really felt like this was a little bit of LeBron rolling down the lane, and everybody moved out of his way, and he just kind of laid it up. That's why I asked for. So I'm going with Friday. So we're gonna watch this first. Andrew, go ahead and shuffle up your picks because we're gonna watch the trailer. And so that's where I'm going.
Thing on the bottom. The spoiler alert.
All right, we'll take it out in just a second.
Okay.
Let me get this out of here. Get out of there. All right, so we're going to go with the official trailer, I would guess.
Sure.
Shut up. All right.
Oh, you're still not getting laid next time.
Oh.
Tell me to shut up over and over again. Doesn't get you no fucking loving, I'll tell you that.
Wow.
God. Oh, my
Told you.
All right, so where... Hold on a second. I don't even see... StreamYard. All right. Add to the stream. No, not that stream. Remove that stream.
Are you drunk? Just checking.
Just checking. I don't think so. Not yet.
Ice Cube's first movie, right? No,
I really don't.
Or was Boys in the Hood?
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood. Okay, Friday was the second movie then.
All right, y'all ready?
Blow it up.
Full screen.
Now, your mama told me what happened to you yesterday. How the hell you gonna get fired on your day off?
Damn! Look, she bending over. Hi, Miss Parker. Hi, boy. Miss Parker just don't know. Come here. What's up, Big Perm? Big Worm?
If you ain't got my money, I'm killing you and him. You done drag me into this?
I'm used to stealing. Get in and get out.
Here come Debo. Give me your stuff. You want me to ask for my bike back? What bike? The one I let you use a couple of weeks ago. Oh, that bike. Wait! Count out my money.
40, 60, 80, 120, 140.
I don't think you're applying yourself, Smokey.
Wow.
Lord have mercy.
Just give me 3.5 minutes. Maybe even 4. Hey, who's that?
Oh, no.
Drive by!
What's going on?
I don't know. It sounds like machine guns.
So you gonna loan me the money or not?
I wouldn't feel comfortable lending you $200 without a job.
If I was working, I wouldn't need $200.
Exactly.
Now, Dana told me about that big snake situation.
Big Worm.
Big worm, big hole, big... I don't give a damn!
¿Y qué te monótono? Me decime que me meto más de esto.
I said the hip. I'm gonna kill you and Smokey.
You need a job.
You need a wig.
Damn! What you hooking me with that girl for? Talking about she look like Janet Jackson. Control. Got out of the car looking more like Freddie Jackson.
Oh, my back, my neck! I'm suing y'all! I want $150,000, but I'll set out of court right now for $20.
Ice Cube, Chris Tucker, Bernie Mac, Johnny Witherspoon, Tiny Zeus Lister, and Mia Long. Friday.
Don't ever come by here. Okay?
I said the hip to the hip.
Makes me sad. It makes me sad seeing Bernie Mac.
Yeah. Yeah, Bernie.
Makes me sad seeing John Witherspoon too, because he just
Yeah, he just passed.
Oh
too.
yeah.
Tiny
I think
Lister.
Todd loves him in that. He's the dad. He was like,
Oh man, he is
Todd,
awesome in that.
What's the line?
Hey, why has this house not got 2 of anything? None that matches.
That's Friday.
You got peanut butter, you got peanut, no jelly. Peanut, no butter. That's what it
That
is.
wasn't
Peanut,
the
no
line
butter.
I was talking about though.
Oh, never mind. All right. Hey, classic movie.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'll say for the folks that maybe I'm playing to my demographics of the U.S., I know I've seen it. I've seen it
What? No, I've
numerous
seen
times. Numerous times.
Never-
Great
Friday.
movie. Great movie. Funny.
Friday after next.
Rated R.
Next Friday.
Rated R. Rated R. So if you're a little bit more sensitive or you got kids around, you may not want to watch it because it's out there. I was. You guys should have. I was cracking up during that whole trailer. I'm just me. I'm
Yeah,
cracking
that's
up.
so cute. I got to see the movie.
Yeah, see the movie.
Very good.
For you. All right.
Okay,
So.
Andrew now.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good pick. That was a really good pick.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Here we go. This is it.
I'm gonna go for Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, Lordy.
Says the man who's still never seen Scarface.
I'm not watching that.
God.
Catch Me If You Can is okay.
Live TV from 85 plus channels. Watch, record, binge. YouTube TV. Try it free.
Shut up, YouTube TV. Okay.
Okay, Andrew, both added to Plex, buddy.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna play this. So we've got Catch. Was it Catch You If I Can?
Catch me if you can.
Catch. Oh. Okay. Now I remember. I was typing it in so
Go
fast.
Tom.
Yep. Writing it down. All right. So here we go. Y'all hold tight. We're gonna watch this one.
Welcome to Miami Mutual Bank. How may I help you?
I'd like to cash this check here, and then I'd like to take you out for a steak dinner.
Are you a real-life pilot?
I sure am, little lady.
The jump seat is open.
It's been a while since I've done this. Which one's the jump seat again?
Dr. Connors to the ER. Dr. Connors to the ER.
This is irrefutable evidence that the defendant is lying.
Special Agent Hanratty, FBI.
Hello, Carl.
You're gonna get caught. It's like Vegas. The house always wins. Some nuts flying around the country posing as a pilot, calling the James Bond of the sky.
Hello, Pusher. This is by far the best date I have ever been on.
He's a kid. That's why he doesn't have a record.
30 milligrams of codeine every 4 hours. Do you concur?
I concur.
Dr. Harris.
Yes?
Do you concur? Concur with what, sir?
Ma'am, I'm sorry to have to tell you, your son is forging checks.
I have a payroll check here and like to cash.
I'm working part-time at the church now. Just tell me how much yours and I'll pay you back.
$1.3 million.
I'll be choosing 8 young ladies to be a part of Pan Am's future stewardess program.
South America, Australia, Singapore. These are so perfect the bank doesn't even know the difference. What do you want?
To apologize.
You didn't call to apologize, did you? You have no one else to call. I'm looking for your son.
I would never give up my son. If you were a father, you'd know.
Stop chasing me.
I can't stop. It's my job.
You see these people staring at you? They keep peeking over their shoulders, wondering, where are you going tonight? Where you going, Frank?
Don't tell me not to fly, I've simply got to. If someone takes a spill, it's me and not you. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade.
Sir, we're gonna let him get away. No, Carl, you let him get away.
Nobody had a better rain on my Merry Christmas parade.
I'm getting close, huh? You will go to prison.
You're gonna have to catch me.
Okay, it's been a million years, but I'm actually looking forward to rewatching that.
That was a pretty good movie. After we watched it.
Good movie. Good
movie.
movie.
Mhm.
I'll give
Two
it to
good
you. Catch.
ones.
Yep, I like that movie. We're gonna have to
Leonardo
see how this.
DiCaprio.
Yep, Leonardo. Yeah, even though it was an 8.1, 8.1 on IMDb. Yep. Friday was like a 7.3.
Yeah,
that's okay. That's okay.
Yep.
I feel like I'm Portland against Los Angeles Lakers over here. for the Americans that understand that whole thing right there. I'm Portland. Let me go ahead and get rid of that. I'm sorry. Bye. All right. So yeah, Catch Me If You Can and Friday. So any of the panel, have you guys seen? Everyone seen all these? Both of these?
I've seen both of them. I think they're both great picks.
I've seen them both a couple, two
It
or
would
three
not be hard
times.
for me to watch this week.
Yeah, it'll be good fun picks. Good fun picks. Andrew, you feeling confident?
It's not a competition, Todd. It's just
no, it is. It is.
I think I can tell you firsthand, Andrew, when it comes down to it this week, Todd's gonna lose for me.
Sit down. No, what? You're my woman. You stand by your man.
If you said I like it, but which one did you like better?
No, but you haven't seen Friday. You have no.
I haven't, and I might
Friday.
love it. I can't say that.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a little dated to me.
She might not like
you
it.
have not seen Friday.
I like both.
Anybody that's
Friday
seen
is
Friday,
very classic.
oh, they like.
I don't know.
oh,
Friday is one of the movies.
We'll see.
That I don't know how many years go by.
It's been a long.
Like the first time.
But she lives in Canada.
Oh yeah,
Okay?
maybe.
You understand? You know, you might have lost it sometimes.
Aubin, the
Yeah.
world does not revolve around you. I know you like to think that,
I
but
know.
it doesn't.
No, I know it doesn't revolve around me, but you live in Canada. What Friday is completely not in your wheelhouse.
Because we don't have black people in Canada.
No,
Is that what
no,
you're saying?
we have plenty of black people in Canada.
But no, it's.
I fly through all the time.
Yeah, well, no, it's a different. And I haven't. Now, to be honest, I haven't seen Friday in probably 10 or 15 years.
Yeah, I haven't seen that for a while, but
It's been a long time.
And think about it. One of our favorite artists is from Canada, Drake.
Uh-huh. Well, you know what though? Andrew loved The Faculty when he watched it a million years ago, and then it wasn't so great the second time he watched it.
That's right.
And it wasn't so great for me either. And I loved it. I watched it like 20 times back in the day.
I had liked it because it was
So
my
we'll
first time
see.
seeing it.
We'll see how Friday does.
All right, Blue, you got some support. You got some Canadian support over there.
Yeah, look, Juggernaut is saying Canada rocks.
That's
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he's Canadian.
That's because he's Canadian. Yeah, he's part of the 6 people that live in Canada.
Yeah.
Okay,
Totally.
so
we have a very tiny population.
so great time. I mean, it's fun. This is good fun. So next week, who did you say has got to pick next week?
Next week is going to be, I think it's Roger. Oh no, Eddie's first.
Eddie. So Eddie and then Roger.
And me.
then
Woo! That doesn't seem
so
right.
you
But I'm willing to give up my spot to Roger because it's the two of them have 4s. So Eddie and Roger next week if they both make it.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's me.
Wait.
Okay.
And if Cam makes it next week, she'll be the week after.
Yes.
Okay. So
Okay. So Eddie's gone. So Roger, you're up next week too.
I don't mind waiting an extra week.
No, it's okay because I feel like I just went because I pretty much just went.
Yeah,
So
you just-
I don't mind giving my spot up.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll be ready then.
Cool.
So all right, good times.
Good picks
times.
next week.
Yeah, good times. And I didn't stress about this pick at all week. Not at all.
No, you were already ready to go.
I was stressed out all damn week.
I do have a couple that I'm ready to rock and roll with.
Only because Andrew says I only pick things that are IMDb 8.0 or higher.
Yeah, so
And
you
so
had to change. You had to change your pick basically. So you were stressing all week because you were trying to think of something that wasn't in the top 100.
It's hard. It's hard to pick something under 8.0.
The difference between you and me is you were looking at lists. I'm picking stuff that I rewatch. That I have movies that I watch once a year. Like I have my favorites, whether they're nominated or not. I have my favorite movies. So that's what I go with. You, I don't know if you just think about it or do you go, oh, let me look at this list. Oh, I like that one. Or,
It's not even a list. I have Dab's list right
where'd
here.
you get those from?
I got them from
he got
movies I
kicked
like.
off.
No,
Is it
I
from your brain or is it from
Yes.
IMDb?
No, they're all from my brain, and I can.
Okay.
I'm not naming them because I don't want Andrew to steal them. So.
I don't know.
Oh,
Andrew's
no.
got a good one this week too, though.
Yeah, Catch You If You Can is not on my list,
Catch
but that
Me
is
If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can. That's gonna be good
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
I did watch a movie, and I'm not going to add it to my list. There Will Be Blood. And actually, that was going to be one of my movies
Daniel
this week.
Day.
I watched it. Great movie. Great movie. But a bit slow. And so on watching it on the back end, the acting is phenomenal.
Daniel Day.
Acting
always
is
good.
phenomenal. I thought that the dialogue was really good. Storyline was good. But I was scared to pull that out this week because I felt like I needed to pull something a little bigger.
Switch
And
it up
so-
a little bit. Yeah, a little more dramas.
But even though that was going to be one of my picks, that was on my list right here, and it wasn't not even about an IMDb rating. It was just I watched it and I was like, that don't hold up well. But I do have numerous others. I do have one that's a 5.3.
Good for you,
I'm
Todd.
just gonna
Good for
say,
you.
and it's got my boy in it.
Oh.
Was as slow as the last movie that we watched from him?
No.
Oh.
Nope. All right, so that's what we got going. We'll go roll through the people as we get up out of here because we're at 2 hours. Blue, anything you got to say since you're on the bottom right for me?
Nope. See you guys next week. Watch the movies. And vote Todd out. Vote Todd off the island.
Dang.
That would actually be a funny thing too, is to have another little subcategory where we have to pick one or over the other. Like, I mean, it's easy when people don't like something, but when it's like, I like this and I like that, okay, which one do you like better?
I'm good for that.
That's what I'm saying. You only have so much hard drive space. You can only save one of these movies. Which one is it?
Which one is it?
Well, I mean, and we'll be able to knock around some of those ideas come show 20.
20th. Yeah.
20th show, we'll be able to knock around that. So it's just 3 or 4 weeks away.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Sharon?
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here. And we sure like that you came. Make sure you join us on Wednesdays over here at the Butcher Show. Pass and play. Pass or play.
Player pass?
Yeah, player pass. If you didn't know your way in or your way out, make sure you press that like, share, subscribe button. Friends don't let friends. Mention the Butcher Show. And when you press that bell icon, press all so you get all the notifications for when the Butcher goes live.
Roger.
Well, another great week of movies. Well, half of it was great.
Andrew's just, I think Andrew's so happy that he's not like, he's redeemed himself a little bit through Auburn.
It was a good time. Good time had by all, though. Thanks for the invite. Appreciate
Thanks for coming, Roger.
Thanks for coming on, Roger. Alban?
All right, everybody, thanks for being here. Everyone out in the chat. Sorry, I didn't type much this week because I've been pulling the daggers out of my heart. Now I know what Andrew feels like. But next time, I promise.
I was taking them out of my back and sticking them in your heart.
Yeah. Next time, I'll make sure that I would have really thought about the movie and not just come out with it, just say, oh, Child 44, because that was a movie I watched. And I figured, okay, everyone will watch that. I'll know in advance.
You know what, though? Like, honestly, it's kind of fun when we have, no offense,
but
crappy movies. Because that's almost more fun than the good ones.
Yeah, it's more fun that everyone has so much to say about a movie.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that. I really do.
It just sucks when it's yours.
Yeah, but it's okay because I'm glad everyone came out and everyone watched it. But I'm sorry that you watched it and want to kill me. But
no, we don't want to kill you.
It takes one for the team.
None of us paid $10 for a ticket to watch any of these movies.
Amen.
Speaking of tickets, don't forget AMC movie. AMC tickets are 15 cents this week.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's go to the movies.
But some of the states are not going to allow it. I just heard.
For real?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. New Jersey is one of them. They said not going to happen. They don't want to allow it. They're trying to pass a bill that they can't open, which isn't fair because these malls are open and everyone else is getting business, and the movie theaters. It's like, hey, we'll separate people, but they don't want to allow it. So
Yeah, because they open at 30% capacity.
yeah, they're willing to do that. Let them, let people go to a movie. If they're going to be at the mall anyhow. But like I said, thanks everyone for coming out. We'll see you next week. We'll see you Friday, hopefully, if you come to Dad's
Streaming matters.
Streaming matters. All right. Okay. Have a good one,
Thanks,
guys.
Andrew,
Don't
what you
forget
got,
to
bud?
do your homework. Don't forget to do your homework.
Don't forget. Andrew, what you got, bud?
Auburn, at least you were like me. You were bold enough to pick something that might not get a play, unlike some people who like to pick the easy movies. No names mentioned. The Butcher. Yeah, just as usual, thanks for everybody who's watched and participated and give their 2 cents or thoughts on all the movies that we've picked and watched. And hopefully next week I get a play. I'm not bothered if it beats Todd's or not, but probably will. But I'd like. I'm a bit gutted that you picked Friday because now I know that you're definitely going to get a play. I was hoping that you picked something that maybe it might be a pass, but never mind. Hopefully mine will be a play.
I was close. I actually had
maybe one day you'll actually go out on a limb and pick something that people might not like. Who knows?
Oh man, I mean Lars and the Real Girl. How many of you guys looked at me when I showed you the trailer on that? We're like, really? Really?
I
This is
definitely
what
looked at you like
we
that.
got to watch this.
But you didn't pick it.
I did. No,
No, your
Lars and the
friends
Real Girl
did.
was,
Yeah, he
was
picked two
dead.
Lars and the
Your
Real
friends
Girl.
picked it. Okay.
Oh, well, yeah. He suggested. I watched it, and I'm like, well, that's
Okay.
got to be picked. And Nebraska. Again, those two movies that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what? This is all fun. I mean, we enjoy. We have a good time, and this is Andrew and I have been friends for a long time, and you know what? He can call me out, and I'll call him out, and I no hard feelings. It's all fun. It's what we're here to have a good time, and that's what we're here to do. There's nobody.
It's not fun. It's competition, Todd.
There's nothing more fun than him as a straight man, because he is the best straight man of anybody, because he can just straight. Thanks for watching. We had the two movies, which was Child 44 and Black Hawk Down. Check them out if you want. After you heard what we thought about each one of those movies. Next week is Catch Me If You Can, and Friday. Speaking of Friday, now that we mentioned Friday night at 5 p.m., we will have Streaming Matters. Don't know who's going to be on. I think I might have some idea of who might be on, but I haven't had a confirmation on that. So I'll wait till we get confirmation. If not, be here for be Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 10 p.m. if you're in the UK, or 2 p.m. if you're on the West Coast. Thanks to everybody that comes on the show. This show is supposed to be about anybody that wants to come and tell us about what they thought of the movie. It's not about good movie versus bad movie. It's about just giving suggestions. This is not my show. This is our show. It is on my channel, but it was an idea that when I talked to Blue and I talked to Andrew about, we knocked the idea around, and that was how this show was created. So I'm not taking credit for all this show. This show was created from all of us, and before each show we talk about what should we change each show, and that is it. It's not me. This is the group consensus each week. So I want to thank all of my guests that come on the show, as well as the people that come on every single week. I want to thank Auburn. I want to thank Andrew. I want to thank Blue, that take time out of their week to come on here every week and commit to watching a movie, if you like it or not, if it's in your wheelhouse or not. You have to watch it, and they watch it. And now we have a great group of regulars that are coming on that have got the guts.
And
Octavia, huh?
Yeah, and I was going to say, and in the chat, it's nice to see the same names every week.
Yeah,
you're right. And I was going to say, like, people like Octavia, she's in the chat every week. Redneck's in the chat. Yep. You guys, when you guys come on the chat, you'll find coming on here is not that difficult. It's really not. You don't even have to turn your camera on. Eddie had never been on before. Roger had never been on a show before. And that's what this is about, is just getting people to come on, give us your opinion, your thoughts.
Auburn.
Don't have to. Yeah, Auburn. Yeah, you're right. Auburn had never been on any show until he came on here, and now every week,
on every show,
every show. And my Fridays, he's on there. He's on the Wednesday show. Yeah. So, once you get in the water's fine. So, just get the courage one day, y'all. Jump on and check it out. It's really not that scary.
Dip your toe in and see if you get the water. Dip your toe in and test the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. The more people you get on, the more.
I was afraid in the chat too. Todd encouraged me to come on. Now I'm no longer afraid to get on the channel.
Yep.
Go
ahead, Andrew.
We got to get Redneck on here, because
he's always in the side
waiting
chat.
for him to get in here.
Andrew, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, the more people that come on, the bigger range of different types of movies you've got, and it makes it better.
Yeah. And that was, people say that they want, hey, pick this movie, pick that movie. Come on 4 times, and then you're part of that cycle of being able to pick a movie. And guess what? We have to watch it. No matter if you like it or not. I don't really like subtitles, but Tan picked a movie a couple weeks last week we had to watch. Great movie, My Sassy Girl, but I had to watch it. So again, look forward to it. You guys get the courage to jump on the show. Let's have fun. That's what this every Wednesday is about having fun. So we'll see you Friday. If not, we'll see you Wednesday. And, play your pass, join the Telegram group, and we'll see y'all later.